by the group. Motions are introduced with the words, "I move that blank," with a specific motion filling in the blank. Each motion requires a second, can be debated and amended, and requires a majority vote to pass.
I'm the Rambler from University of Tennessee Clown College, and I talk too much and I get off track, but only sometimes. A point of information motion is a request for an immediate answer to a question concerning the background or content of a motion. It is directed at the chair. But also, I think we could really reform that motion, and we can make it a one-party... No, wait, come back.
I can amend the original motion to make it more clear and concise and fix out any errors that have been presented within it.
Another Parli Pro word is quorum, and that's how many members you have, or how many members you have to conduct business. Those particular rules are in your bylaws. Here at Demosthenians, it's 51% of our members have to be present for quorum. If you make a resolution that you regret, is controversial, or is just a bit messy, you can withdraw it and save everyone the trouble.
Point of order is when somebody recognizes that something is wrong, either a motion or a proceeding, and wants to note that for the chair so it can be remedied. You can also call the previous question, which immediately brings that to a vote if it's seconded. Once it's seconded, there's no debate, it just needs a 2/3 vote to be approved.
Welcome to this year's conference. My name is Narky Norton and I am your chair. We have already read the previous minutes from last year and adopted the agenda for this year. We now move into unfinished business from last year's conference, and the floor is open and the floor is closed. We now move into new business with several constitutional amendments, and the floor is open.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Senior Member.
May I have the floor?
The floor is yours.
I motion to move or postpone the amendments before the ad hoc Constitution and Bylaws Committee so they can have a little more time to consider them by next year's business meeting. Second, Rambler from the University of Paris, postdoctoral criminology.
The motion on the floor is to table the amendments to the ad hoc Constitution and Bylaws Committee for review and postpone the discussion of these amendments by next year's business meeting. We will have discussion on this motion. Mr. Senior Member, since this is your motion, I imagine you'd like to speak first?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
You may take the floor.
It's very straightforward. I think that the ad hoc Constitution and Bylaws Committee needs more time to consider these amendments, and they can do that by next year's business meeting.
The floor is open for more discussion. If not, the question is on the adoption of the motion that we should table the amendments to the Constitution Committee for review and postpone the discussion of these amendments by next year's business meeting. I will now take a hand vote. All in favor of adopting this motion, raise your hand. All abstaining? All opposed? The motion is adopted. We're back in session. Mr. Senior Member, I believe you were discussing this motion to postpone.
Yes, Mr. Chair. The committee needs more time, and I move that they have it.
The floor is open for more discussion.
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Rule Follower.
Rule followers of Taipei University, we must dictate to this motion. The authors worked hard and may not be present for next year's conference. This is something to consider very seriously.
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Questioner.
Questioner from IDK. We have to affirm this motion. It's up to the body to decide whether or not this should be postponed. We do need more time to have this reviewed by the Constitution and Bylaws Committee, but more importantly, it is up to us, the body, to decide that.
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Rule Follower.
Rule follower from Taipei University. Point of order, the motion to postpone did not have a time included.
Well, that is true. The motion currently states we should table this to a committee and discuss it later, but it does not specify a timeline in this second scenario. I don't know how we should Miss Amanda.
Amanda from Green College. I move to amend the original motion to table the amendments of the Ad Hoc Constitution and Bylaws Committee for review and postpone the discussion of these amendments by next year's business meeting.
Second, Rambler from Macon Tri-County Clown College, but I really think we should have these meetings more.
Mr. Rambler, thank you for the second. It is documented.
Mr. Chair.
Miss Know-It-All, but don't.
No one else from Harvard's. So, for your information, currently we're debating the original resolution without the timeline and the motion to amend with the timeline at the same time, right? I'm very confused.
Let me help you. We have a motion to amend on the floor. It has been seconded. We will debate whether we should amend the original motion because the original motion by Mr. Senior Member did not include a timeline. However, the amended motion we are currently looking at does include a timeline to discuss this piece of business for next year. I hope that cleared up some confusion.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Senior Member.
I made a mistake in not including a timeline in my initial motion. I'd like to withdraw that from consideration.
Second, Rambler from James Walter Clown College Online Edition. I think we should all have
You do not have the floor. You're out of order, but thank you again for the second, Mr. Rambler. All in favor of Senior Member withdrawing the original motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All abstaining? The original motion is withdrawn. This now means we have a motion to table the amendments to the Ad Hoc Constitution and Bylaw Committee for review and postpone the discussion of these amendments by next year's business meeting. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Senior Member.
Move the previous question.
All in favor, is there a second on moving to previous question?
Second, Rambler from Ohio State Clown College University.
Thank you, Mr. Rambler. All in favor of moving to previous question, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted and we will discuss this next year with unfinished business.